So Muthu has a question. I'm working on my EB-1 petition with Waypoint Immigration. Worked at a previous company from 2014 to 2018, but I wasn't diligent about collecting performance reviews or work samples. I can get a recommendation from my former supervisor. How can I effectively emphasize my accomplishments without concrete evidence?
Yeah, so in the EB-1 context, USCIS often does accept the reference letters, but the problem is you never really know when they're going to accept them and when they're not going to accept them. There is a whole set of RFE templates that comes around that says absent concrete evidence or absent what they call objective corroborating documentation, they won't accept the reference letters. And since you don't know what officer you're going to get or how they're going to look at the reference letters in your case, it's always better to do as much objective documentation as you can upfront. If you didn't save or collect anything from your prior company, I would really recommend seeing what is publicly available online. So a lot of times the projects or the initiatives that you've worked on, there will be some element of that project online where the company either issued a press release at the conclusion of the project or it was instrumental in some future acquisition of some business line, or there was some patent, even if your name wasn't on it. There can be a lot of these publicly available documents that kind of describe what you were working on, even if you aren't mentioned by name. If you can include just some snapshots, they at least back up the statements that are being made in the letter, and they can be important for providing that corroborating base of evidence. Sometimes I will do things like performance reviews or organizational charts if you kept any of those, or if you had any of those emailed to your personal email, from back whenever they did their cycles. That can be rare, but sometimes people do have those items. So there's that. And then if you have people who worked with you in the past, if you have like emails from them sent to your personal email, that can work. If you saved any kind of work product, like a presentation on a PowerPoint or a partial draft of a white paper you wrote, anything on your personal device, you can provide that as well and just say this is a partial copy. So there's some things you can do there. It's pretty rare that I work with cases where there's nothing, like truly nothing that can be provided. If that is the case for you though, I would still submit the reference letter, I would still claim your accomplishments, and I would see what USCIS does with that information. Sometimes they accept it.